So I'm using split function and after that I'm using strip to avoid the blanks. So you can see this when RDD map, I'm trying to cast this into another RDD, and RDD split RDD is going to be taken by the flat map. Here we are using lambda words. I can use any variable here. I'm taking words. So each word, strip that and map that into one. So again, for words, if word dot strip is not equal to space. So if you are not having space, then only it can consider as one. If you are having space, it never considers as one. So it is mapping to each word. That's what we are seeing here. And after that, we are counting by using the reduce by key. Suppose if you are having the 4 times, the 4 times, then what it will do? It will collect it 4 times 1 plus 1 plus 1, like that you will get 4, and that particular THD is mapped with 4. This is a reduce function we have used. And after that, yesterday when we are trying to reduce and collect this function, we got an error, like we are not able to do that. Due to this, I have used map, and now I have used flat map, and after that I'm able to do this reduce by key. What is the difference between map and flat map? Flat map will give you the step-by-step values. It is not like that. You will take whenever you are having nested values, like if you consider this, uh, if you consider this one, what is happening is actually it is nested, because it is taking sometimes as tuple, sometimes as list. Due to that, it is not printing. That's why I have taken this as flat map, and now I'm able to do that reduce by key. And after that, what I'm doing is I'm sorting out the reduce by key RDD. So what I'm doing, this RDD, I'm taking E of 0, E of 1, sort by key. So whenever I'm using E of 1 before E of 0, it is representing that you need to do that in ascending, right? A of 1 is more value than A of 0. So if I'm having 55 word count, then 55 will print 44, 45, like that it will go on. So this, in this sort I'm using, descending. Descending is nothing but highest value at the top. And next, I'm taking top 10 values. Now, what I want to do is, for this RDD, if you remember, for RDD, there is no metadata, right? For RDD, there will be no metadata. It is list or tuple, right? That's we have already discussed. For RDD, there is no. This is very important. We'll discuss this. No metadata. Metadata is nothing but what? Suppose I'm having singer name, location. For this, I'm giving some DSP, Hyderabad, Sunita, Bangalore. So if I'm giving like this, what it means, for this I'm having metadata. Metadata is nothing but the schema which we are giving. This one. Without this, you are not able to find what is this, right? So it is defining the data. That is nothing but metadata. So whenever you are having a definition for that data, that is nothing but metadata. So RDD, anywhere we are mentioning what is metadata, means like we are not mentioning any schema for RDD. We are taking just one list or words like that we are creating till now. You can see it here. I'm just taking, whenever I'm trying to create RDD, so you can see it here. I'm taking all the numbers. For this numbers, there is no addressing. It means this number for what we are not taking that. This is all text files and log files. For text files and log files, there won't be any metadata that need to be understand. So whenever you are creating one RDD, there is no metadata. If there is no metadata, what will happen? It will print directly. We don't understand what is that. Second. So that is why I'm telling to this, whenever you are taking count, I have given right count here. So when you are taking count, word in top 10, I'm just giving this is word and this is count. First one is word and second one is count. I'm just giving inside the set. So it will take as key value pair, and it will, whenever it is returning your RDD, it will automatically print like this to understanding what is the exact data you are having. So this is a word and this is a count. Till here you got it right. Any doubts? Let me know. I'm just moving to data frames.
So good.
Let me execute it. Then you can understand. So we got D 21 times and 2 14 times. In what? In top 10, I'm just taking top 10 equals to RDD sort take 10. I'm just assigning it to a variable and I'm trying to print it. So I got only for 10. If I took it for 20, then it will give you. I will took it for 50. Let's try to print it. So you can see it here. There's 21 times, 2, 14, Spark 13 for 11, and 10, A8. And this special character also considered as word. So it is taking 8 times we are getting. So all these things this is what we are having word count program. And simply you can say that word count, or we have discussed one more thing, map reduce, right? We are counting the data, mapping and reducing. What is mapping? We are mapping to the words and we are reducing by the number. So how many times the word exists and it iterates, and how many, like the count we are getting. What is a word and what is a count? This is a word count program. You can say it is simply map reduce. So whenever you are using RDD, it is possible to do the map reduce. Okay, now I just want to move this to data frame. Before going anything, just try to understand what is a data frame, how to create a data frame. So, and one more thing
So,
I want.
in what scenarios in a job application or in a job environment would this be helpful? If
RDD.
let's say no, like the like the count that you just did a few minutes ago.
The same thing happening with Google. The
Okay.
back end of Google is this thing only. So what you will say, this is in the first class itself, I told. So suppose if you are asking some question to the Google, what it will do, it will collect all the information from all the people and it will sort it, all the words, how many times it is repeated. Suppose if I asked Prime Minister, all the world asked Prime Minister more than that. So whenever you are trying to give the logs, it will give that. Most asked question is, who is the best Prime Minister? Who is the best president? So it will collect your backend information. So all search engines are running by this MapReduce technique. So what it means is, so whenever you are using Yahoo, Google, whatever the search engine, what it will do is, I'll just give you one small example before going into the, so I'm having Google, this is stocks. What I will do, this is a search engine, Google search. I'm just trying to give So you can see it here. If I type what, according to my past history, like what I have searched for, what I'm interested, it will store my logs. So when I type what, then it has given, see, what is my IP, what day is today, and what is science, and like that it is giving. So even if you type what in your system, it will give you differently. You can check it if you are logging with your system. Yeah. Suppose if
Okay.
I gave Y, then I'm getting all. This is the Indian's topmost searched. Why is Muharram celebrated? Because yesterday is Muharram here. So people
Mm-hmm.
searched for this. Why it is no, how it is knowing, how Google is knowing. It is doing map reduce technique at backside. So it is doing word
Okay.
count program backside. So why tomorrow is holiday? You can see it. Why is Muharram celebrated? This is the topmost question asked. Because yesterday is Muharram. I have not typed anything. You can see it here. It was
Yeah.
giving. Suppose if I give how. So these are all my recent searches. After that, it has given that how many states in India and all. Who who won yesterday IPL match? Who won the match yesterday? Everybody interested in IPL at that moment. So it is giving that question. If I type who is, then it will go. Who is the owner of RCB? Who is the president of India? So it is the most searched thing, and it has given, if you see that, according to my zone or location. So I'm in India, it was giving that. If you are in USA or UK, it will give you your search. So it is the thing, it is taking your location and it is giving you results nearby. So you can see here, it is given here India. That's why Indian search it is coming. You can try it now with your laptop and your Google
Okay.
search. Even with your phone, you can try it. So that's what. That is why in real time you are using MapReduce. And this is a MapReduce is nothing but word count program where we are using. And one more thing I want to show you here. This is a RDD sort. Here we are having our result. Just give me a second. Sorry. So what we are discussing. So here, are you there?
Yes, Divya.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, the thing is some PT sir beated my kid and the knee, the knee has swelled. That's what the other complaint I got it. Okay, so that's fine. So we are having a word count program. What is my last one? RDD underscore sort. Here I'm sorting out. So the maximum count would come here. What is my next thing is I just want to store this file, this entire file into one location. Let me do that. So what I want to do is how to save that. We are having save as text file and save as pickle file. Most of the cases we'll use save as text file. So I'm using the same rdd underscore sort dot save as text file. Inside that I need to give the path. I'm just giving the count. So I'm giving this path and I'm storing because I'm already having another one. See, it has stored. And now how to do this by using percentage fs ls, we need to give the path. Why we are doing that? How many partitions it will take? How many partitions?
8.
Two.
Two. Because this is file and this is
Oh,
not
file. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So I'm just querying this. Percentage fs ls, whenever I'm writing, it is listing. File system, listing the files. ls is nothing but list. So in the last class, we have seen one function that is nothing but coalesce, right? What is used for? It is used to reduce the
Decrease
number
the
of,
partitions.
decrease the number of partitions. Let me do this with the coalesce. How many partitions here we got? This is the log file. This is not the partition. Two partitions we are having because it is less than 128 MB. If it is more than 128 MB, it is going to be increased. Less than, maybe this one is not taking as comment. So less than 128 MB. Now what I want to do is I want to do the same thing with coalesce function. So I'm just using the same. RDD underscore sort is my last one. I have stored here. RDD sort coalesce. How many partitions? Already two partitions are there. I just want to do it for one partition. What I need to do? I need to do save as a text file. Just storing somewhere, giving a path. RDD underscore sort. This is where I'm saving. Now what we are expecting? We are expecting this, instead of this two partitions, I need in one partition, right? So I'm just executing this. I'm done with this and I'm just querying this. How to query it? Percentage fsls. Check that in the file system. Percentage fs is nothing but file system. ls, and I'm giving the path here. So here we got two, and now I need only one. See, only one partition. This is the path. I'm just copying it. How to read that percentage? Fs head.
LS.
This is a file. So whenever you are trying to read a file, you need to use head. and path. So this is a path I have taken it from here. What is DBFS? Databricks file system. So in the DBFS, we are having under this path, this is why I'm using ls, because in this, whatever path we have given, in this path, it will store in the partitions. If I gave directly head here, it won't take. Because in that location, we are having two files. One is log file and another one is partition file. You are getting cannot head a directory. Whenever you are getting headed directory, it means that it is having more number of files. So you need to list it here. From there, you need to copy the path and you need to query it. How to query it? By using head. Let me query this, what it will show. So can you see anything here? No, because it is just a log file. You don't have any information in that. You will have only this modification time when it is going to be modified. And what is that? Whether it is succeeded or not. That's it. So you don't have any information in that. You will have information only in that. So we need to query this. We will query and check what is there. We have already done that. This is a file, entire file we are having. It is not top 10, top 20. We are having all the information. This many times the words are repeated. That's fine. So we have used coalesce function and we have seen that it has stored in one partition. Now, what I want to do is, so before going to this, let's understand what is data frame. So what is Spark data frame? Data frames usually refer to a data structure, which is tabular in nature. Whenever you are comparing this with RDD, what happened? RDD is not in tabular structure. It is having only Python collection. Either it may be list or tuple or something. But only thing we can have is another type is file type. Those two things in RDD. Have you remember that? RDD is only having series, right? That is Python collection you can call. And another one, you are having one text file and you are loading that into RDD. We are having only two kinds. But whenever you are referring to a data frame will give you a data structure like which is in tabular. So you will have schema here and you will have the data here. Schema and data. That's the thing you need to understand. This thing you are having schema, which is nothing but you are giving the information to that. And what you are having? Data to each schema. This is about, so data frame is a data structure which can give you in tabular form. And it represents rows, each consisting of a number observation. Rows can have many different data formats. Either it can have any different format, like either it may be integer or it may be string or it may be anything, but it allows everything. Okay, so a column can have a data of the same data type. So how you are defining your schema? Suppose if I'm having one column here. Okay, suppose I'm having one column here. That column is date column. So for date column, what would be the data type? Data type would be either it may be timestamp or it may be date. Okay, so the audit at stamp like that, you are having different dates. Suppose if I'm having numbers, either numbers, it may be integers or float, right? So that particular column is having It's not erasing. A data type. So rows and columns, you can call it as each column what we can call field. Row is a record. Row is nothing but record. Column is nothing but field. This thing you need to remember. And the data frame is distributed in nature. So distributed is nothing but what? It is divided into number of partitions. So data frame is distributed. And where we are working on? Exactly, we are working on big data. Big data is nothing but distributed thing. So why we are going for distributed? We are doing it in memory process. Never forget this basics. Okay, we are doing it in memory process, and we need to be distribute this among the in memory, and we need to store that. This is what the data frame characteristics. So distributed lazy evaluations. What are lazy evaluations? Lazy evaluations are nothing but, so all the transformations are going to be lined up and kept in ideal state until and unless an action has been triggered on the top of it. So if the action has been triggered, then only all the transformations are going to be executed. Thus, that is what the lazy evaluation. Like RDD, data frame is also lazy evaluated. Why? Because we are using Python program. Python program itself is itself supports lazy evaluation. So that keeps evaluating an expression until value is needed. So when we will get value, when we use the action, then only we'll get value into that transformation. So it avoids repeated reviews. The lazy rating in Spark means execution won't start until an action is triggered. A picture of laziness appears when Spark transform occurs. So whenever we are seeing the DAG scheduler, we can see the lazy evaluation. Data frames are by nature immutable. Immutable means what? An object whose state cannot be modified after it has been created. So once we created an RDD, how it is not going to be altered? In the same way, when we create a data frame is also not able to alter the data frame. We need to take that into another variable and load that into another data frame. That is only the way where you can change your data frame. If you create once the data frame would be like that only. It never changes. We can see it here. So whenever I'm doing something, what I did here in this program, I created RDD file. It never changes. If you query this RDD, okay, so it never going to be changed. RDD split would be like that only. Map would no change in this RDD. Once created, it would be created. So RDD file I have created, and what I did, this RDD file, I read this into another variable because I'm not able to change RDD file. And again, once RDD is created, see, this is not going to be changed. I need to load this into another variable. I'm not applying on the same thing. And again, RDD map, I'm assigning this to another variable, reduce another variable. Why I'm assigning all these things? Because RDD is immutable. In the same way, data frame is also immutable. Like a tuple, which is immutable. Immutable is nothing but you are not going to change anything once you create it. Done it for forever. That's it. You need to remember like that. So you need to understand data frame is nothing but distributed, lazy evaluated, immutable. Distributed, lazy evaluated, immutable data set. Data frame, why we are using? It is used to store the data only inside it. But we are having these features, okay? So you can, data frame, if you are using RDD, what you are using to get it? So we are using collect, RDD dot collect. By using RDD dot collect, we are displaying the result set. In the same way, display and show actions are not available in RDD. But display, show only, collect is not available. So if you use collect, then it will give you the row level thing. Okay, it won't print all the data frame. So whenever you are trying to display or you're trying to read a data frame, you need to use display and show. But in RDD, we have used collect. So we are not using collect in data frame. We are using display or show. These two things we will use it. So Spark session, SQL context, and all these things I'll discuss now. And one more thing we need to do this. Here RDD, how we are creating SC dot. SC is nothing but what? Spark context. So Spark context we are using RDD, but anyway RDD we are not using in day-to-day life. But data frame, when you are using, you need to use Spark session or SQL context or Hive context. We'll go there. We can create in this many ways. Data frame can be created in this many ways. We'll see one by one. Data frame is nothing but what? Which is a distributed, lazy, evaluated, and immutable data set. What is a data set? Which stores the data. So if anybody is asking you what is data frame, what is RDD, what is data set, so you need to say that data storage object. What are the data storage objects in PySpark? RDD, data frame, data set. And data RDD, data frame can be used in all languages. Data set is only used in
Java.
Scala and Java. Yeah, right. This is what. So these are the data storage objects. This we will forget in the interviews. They will ask you like that. Not very deep. They will ask you this kind of small things. We don't say generally. Even how much experience you have, you are not able to recollect it, because we generally use daily data frames and all. We know how to create. We know how to do big transformations on that. We will forget basics. So they will ask you suddenly, what is lazy evaluation? What is data storage object? Otherwise, what is RDD and data frame? So at that moment, you need to remember RDD, data frame, data set is a data storage object in PySpark. So, or in Spark. So either in Python or any other language, when we are dealing with Spark, so these three are data storage objects. And now you are having your pre-edition, right? In that also data set is what doable. You can do that data set also, it accepts. But now we are learning Python, so it is okay. We need to understand how to create data frame. Generally, we are having Spark context. So Spark context is for SC, right? Is for unstructured data. Spark session. Why it is for? It is for to authenticate the cluster or to authenticate the resource and to convert this into white code. Okay, you need to remember that. So Spark session is to connect Spark cluster. Thus we are connecting to the Spark cluster. So we can create data frame by using SQL context, Hive context. Okay, and so this two are there. Actually, we can use it. But what happened is after Spark 2x, what happened is all contexts are merged together. Before 2x, they used to do it by SQL context or Hive context. Okay, they have used this to create the data frame, because at that moment SQL is the topmost one, and Hive also they have invented. Then only they have used Hive and SQL contexts. What is context? Context is nothing but which is accessing your cluster. Okay, so after Spark 2x, all contexts are merged together into Spark session. So now there is no context. Now we are having Spark session. This one is very important. We are having Spark session. Don't remember all these things, but for your information and knowledge, I have shared these things, but we are using Spark session now. We are using Spark session. We can create Spark by now. We can try it, but it's okay. I'll try it for you. So df data frame equals to SQL context dot create data frame. So what I need to give is, here we are having metadata. So first thing we need to give the metadata, and then we need to give the data, and then we need to give the metadata. So we need to mention that I'm giving one list, Python list. So inside that I'm using one tuple, one RAM, close tuple, again space separated, and then again 2 Raj, don't worry, I'll repeat it again, 3 comma Sridhar. Suppose I'm giving like this. So after completing the list, what I need to do, let me do this. So I have started and I need to finish it by square bracket. So I have given here what? I have given here data, and after that I need to give the metadata. So comma, again open a list, give the metadata, ID, comma name. I need to close this, and I have opened data frame. I'm just closing it, copying this. Let's try here in the data bricks. Try to execute this. String always to be given inside single quotes or double quotes. Both are same. Even if you give single quotes or double quotes, both are same. Doesn't make any difference. you need to give in between quotes. That thing you need to remember. For float and integer, you need not to give any quotes, but when you are trying to give the string, you need to write like this. I'm just executing this. What happened? Lot of difference in the word pattern here. So I have created a data frame. Whenever I have created a data frame, I want to see that how I can see that df dot show. Just execute this. See, this is the data frame I have created by using SQL context. In the same way, I can use instead SQL, I can use Hive context also. But for creating data frame, we are not using any SQL context right now. We are creating by using Spark session. So that thing you need to remember. Even for Spark session also, you can write in the same way. Okay, you can write in the same way. What we are doing, just to try to mention here. This part, whatever I am giving. So this part is what? Data. This part is data. But this part is metadata. Okay, whatever. This part is metadata. So this is metadata. This is data. So when you are creating the data frame, how you need to give? You need to give the data and metadata. How we are giving the data? Data is given in what is there? List, right? The square brackets for Python list. And inside list, tuple. Are you seeing this? This parenthesis, this is tuple. So data is given in the list and tuple. And what about metadata? Metadata is given in the list. You can see it here, list. So whenever you are giving string, give it in the double quotes. Okay, this thing you need to remember. And double quotes and single quotes both are same. So when we need to use double quotes and single quotes, I'll tell you. This is what you need to understand. Clear till now?
Yeah.
Yeah, clear. No doubts, right? Okay. So now what you need to understand is we can convert RDD to SQL. RDD to SQL. How to convert RDD to data frame? There is to convert. These are all interview questions. To convert RDD to data frame, we are using one function called 2df. Okay, this is RDD dot to capital DF. This is a function. So whenever you are giving this function, this RDD will convert into data frame. Let's see that. I've already done that. So here is like I'm having one RDD, which is RDD underscore swapped, because whenever you are trying to query the RDD sort, RDD underscore sort, Sort dot collect or take. Then when I use this, what happen is I'm getting first one count and second one word, but I don't want like that. That's why I have swapped this. To swap this, what I used a lambda function. I told that x of later and x of 1 is at the starting. So this is x of 0, it will come here, and x of 1 would be the first one. So I swapped this into another RDD. And now what I'm doing is I'm just taking one df underscore count. You can see here, I'll create another one. Df underscore count 1 equals to, how to write RDD dot 2df. This is a function, RDD dot 2df. What is RDD? RDD underscore swapped. So I'm giving this RDD underscore swapped dot 2df function. It will come here when you type T 2df. Okay. I'm just using that. Now, after this, how to see the RDD? We can use display or show. Before that, we have seen show. Now, let's understand display. What is the difference? You need to tell me now. Display df underscore count 1. Just execute this. So whenever you are looking into this, RDD is not having any metadata. So you are getting the column headers like this. -1, -2. So or 1 or 2, you are getting the column headers like this. But I want columns. I want to give the metadata. How I can give it? I can define the metadata. I can define the metadata inside the df like this. 2df, I'm giving the word and count. Word and count. Just give this metadata. What is this one is word and this one is count. Both are in double quotes. I'm just executing this. For this, you got word and count. So I'll give you one more example here. I want to give show. How to do that? Dot show. This is also used for data frame display, and this is also for data frame display. The display is right, show also right. Both you can use. Now you tell me the difference. What is the difference we found here for this and this? This is HTML format. We are getting table in HTML format. Here you will get in tabular format. That is only the difference between show and display. So whenever you are using display, wait a second. You are using display will give you in the tabular format. But if I use show, then it will give you in HTML. That is the difference. But both will give the same results. Only showing top 20 records. Here it is showing only top 20 records. And here it is showing full. So the maximum would be 1000 rows. It will give you in tabular format, 1000 rows, it will give you maximum. And you can remove the limit and you can check it. But here it will give maximum 1000 in display. But HTML, it will give you less. This is what you need to understand.
So HTML doesn't have a limit, but
No.
okay.
HTML is having a limit to display. This one, whenever you are using show, it won't display all the data. When you use display, then it will show till 1000 records. We can change here. Here it is shown to 259 records, rows in display. When I use show, it is HTML, and it is giving you only limited records. This is what the difference, but both will display the data. If you are having small data set, you can use anything. But if you are having a large data set and if you are looking into big, large data, then you need to use the display only. Okay. This is the difference. Show method is giving you HTML format. Display method will give you the tabular, and you will get more records here. Here you will get less number of records. The data is there, but it is not able to display that much. That is only the difference between show and display. Both are same. So that's fine. Let's understand. We have created the SQL context by using SQL context. Let me create it by using Spark. The same, both are the same, no difference. So here I have used, where I have written, it's fine. Writing again it will take time. This I just use Spark session. Spark session is nothing but you need to write only Spark. That is the difference. You need now, if you are creating any data frame, you need not to write SQL context, Hive context and all. If you want to create, you can use just simply df equals to spark.create data frame. That's simple it is. You need to write only Spark. So if I write only Spark, let me try to execute this. I have created one data frame. Let me display this data frame. So this is that, and this is a metadata, this is the data. So the same thing, whatever we are doing, now we have replaced that after 2 weeks, it has replaced with Spark. That is the only thing we need to understand. So in Databricks, Spark session is available as Spark. So now for RDD, we have created Spark context, but for data frame, we are using Spark session. Spark session keyword is Spark. So you can see the information about Spark. Spark session module in module PySpark .sql session objects. So Spark is nothing but Spark session. It has given all the versions when it has changed and when support Spark connected and what is that. Actually, what if you are writing Spark means you are writing this much. Spark session builder, everything will be created at backend. Just to create Spark session, we need to write like this actually. But for Spark, you need not to write anything. It has built it backside already. Backend, we are having this program. Whenever you are writing Spark, Spark means you are writing all these things. This is a Spark context and Spark session whenever you are having. So this thing is, you can see it whenever you are having time. You can check this help inside you write Spark. It will give you all the information and you will have how to create data frame and all. If you got some time, you can practice it from here also. Okay, any doubt? Shall I go forward?
Yes, Divya.
Yes.
Okay, that is how we can create the data frame. like this. We are having DF now in our hand. Let's check something on this. So whenever you are writing, let me paint your assistant. So way. Here what I'm doing, I'm writing df equals to spark dot create C small letter, create D capital letter, F capital letter, create data frame, right? We are creating the data frame here. After creating the data frame, this is a way where we are having one data frame here. Other way, what we can do, suppose I'm having RDD2 capital D, 2DF. So I'm converting this to data frame. And next, what is my next step? I can save this, right? How we can save RDD dot save as text file, save as pickle file. In the same way, for data frame also, we need to save that to some point, right? We are having df. How to save different, we can save it. Df dot write dot format, and which format we want to write it. This one is very important. Suppose if I write this into CSV, I need to give the CSV in between. CSV. Okay. Df dot write dot format. This you need to remember always. So I'm just, and next to that, I need to give the path where I need to give save. And inside that, I need to give the path. This is the format or syntax. You can write the data frame into a particular path. So you need to understand whenever you are giving format, it means in which format you want to store. This means what? Data frame can be stored in multiple formats. What would be those? Just understand. Either it may be text or CSV. Inside the format, we can write all these things. Parquet, Avro, Varsi, JSON. Like this, you can write anything. And one more saving method is you can save this as table. So you can save this as table. So for that, you need not to write save. You need to write save capital A, capital T, save as table. And I need to give the path here. We will see the practical now.
So it will be what? df.try.format, save as table, or just save as table?
So instead of writing format, we need to df.write dot save as
Save
table.
as table. Okay.
Yeah, you can write format also over there, because in tables also different tables are there. We can use Parquet, text, whatever you can give the 1 second. I'll write here. So it would be like this. Whenever you are writing df, okay, dot write dot format. Inside that, suppose I'm giving Parquet dot save as table. Suppose I want to say word count program. In this way, you can save. So this is a save as table. So it will save as table. Remaining everything, it will save as file. This is save as file. Which file? Text file, CSV, Parquet, and all. But you can mention the format also. So gf.write.format. This thing must be there for every data frame. You need to write this part. df.write.format. Okay. So let's do that in this. Now, just I have converted that to data frame, right? Before that, RDD to data frame. RDD to data frame. So we are having df_count with us. This is one of the data frame. So this one I want to save. How to create a table? Let's understand. That file is like we can use coalesce function also here to give into one partition. Okay. I'm just trying to write this df control V. This is the data frame. df dot write dot format. Inside that format, I'm giving, suppose I want to save this as JSON format. Okay. JSON. I need to give in the double quotes. Never forget this. So format, I need to give in the double quotes. Save. I'm just saving this into a path. Save. See, you got 2 points. Save as table. Save. I'm just saving this. Data frame. JSON. This is a location I have given and I am trying to execute this. Here I need to write this data frame, okay, in file format, in JSON file format. So this is, I have written this. Now, if I want to see this file, if I want to see the file, I want to see the data frame, I can use show on display. I want to see this file. How I can check this? Percentage.
FS.
Yes. To check the file, we need to give percentage FS head.
Head.
Now I'm just,
Head.
yes, because I have saved here percentage FS head. I'm giving the path.
Head.
This
The
is the
path.
path. So cannot head a directory. What I need to do? I need to do this list. Because it is storing in 2 files. See here, this is I
Okay.
have given it
Okay.
this many files. It has stored 2 files. We already know this 2 partitions, it is going inside. So what to do now? To do this into which function we need to use to make this a single?
Coalesce.
Coalesce, very good.
Yeah.
So I'm writing this df dot write dot format. Write dot format. I'm using JSON format again. JSON. Here I can do one more thing, that is, before writing itself, I'm doing this as coalesce into single partition dot write format. And if you use overwrite, okay, if you use overwrite, what it will do is it will overwrite the existing file. Overwrite true, if I said, or mode overwrite I have written, it means that it is overwriting the existing file. So what I want to do is first I'll print it. If it is not printing, then I'll do the overwrite. Then you can understand. Write dot format, and I'm using save, same one. Let me try to do this. Save. After that, I need to give the path. I'm executing this. It will throw the exception. File already exists. File already. So what I need to do, if I want in the same location, I need to do overwrite. Otherwise, I need to give this We can give in two ways. I'm just giving a mode overwrite. So it should be in the quotes. Close it, connect it with the dot and execute this. So it has executed. Now let's list this. How many files we are having? We have made that as one single partition. Same location it has saved. Just execute this. One partition file we are having. So instead of ls, I'm using head directly. Let's check. Okay. Why? Because we are having the log files in that. But it has given single partition only. Yeah.
Because we're going in there, shouldn't we be getting the path of where the file is that we're trying to read? The DBFS
yes.
file path.
We need to take path, but actually this is JSON file and see committed, and you're having file size here. Before that, okay, I don't know I'm answering correctly or not. Before that, when I'm trying to head it in the RDD, we are having one single file, but here we are having committed files also here. This is a JSON committed file. So whenever you are using JSON, you need to give the exact path to head that, means to read that. So I'm giving this, I'm trying to read the data, percentage, fs head, and give the path. So it is giving in the JSON format. JSON is nothing but key and value pair, right? So key is the and value is 21 count. Like that key value pair you will get. All this is a JSON format. You will see the Python dictionary, which is in flower brackets. Okay, this is JSON format. Any doubts till now?
Would there be a point where we would need so like by default it just goes to the two what do you call it? The two partitions.
Yes.
Yeah. Is there a point where you would need the two partitions, or is that just dependent on size of your file?
Practically saying, we don't use how many number of partitions we need to do it. But when you are having very large files and you want to make that to less, like it is going to, suppose if you are having more than 128 MB. Okay. So at that moment, what it will do, suppose if I'm having more than 128 MB, suppose I'm having 1 GB, then by 128 MB, it will do how many number of partitions it is having, that many, right? Suppose if I'm having, okay, 8 partitions, it will do. But I don't want that many partitions. I want to reduce that partitions into one. I want to see a single file. Then I can use coalesce. You understand? If I want to see one in at once everything, so I can reduce it to one. But why we are doing the partitions? It is a distributed file system. So it is distributing. That's why it is making partitions. But if you don't want those partitions, then you can reduce it. If you want more number of partitions, you want to make the file into more number of chunks, then you need to give the repartition.
Okay,
that is what. So I think I'll stop it here. If I give more, then it will be, you can't. So I'm stopping here. If you still have any doubts, you can ask.
I think I'm good for now.
Sorry for you, it is?
No, it is good.
Okay, then thank you.
Thank you, Divya.
Thank you.